Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. Today is a national holiday in the Netherlands. A little fun fact, everybody is celebrating King's Day, and I'm inside recording another video for you. No, yeah, some crazy stuff has happened, and I want to update you guys because, of course, I'm the newsman. All right, so first of all, XRP trading at a huge premium right now still. We still have a little room to go before we are extremely bullish, as we want a close on the daily, which it kind of looks like we're gonna get if we don't turn negative in the next couple of hours, the next 5.5 hours or so. We're going to be Gucci. And guys, I've told you already, but I'm gonna say it again. I am crazy excited. I can't even. Moving on, make sure you follow me over on Twitter. The name on there is TheDustyBC, and there's actually a really cool interview coming out in like a couple of hours. It's going to be one of my videos coming out today, but I am still editing it to make sure it looks proper, but it's going to be maybe like 10 hours from now or something like that. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel though, because it's one video you have to watch, right? Make sure you are subscribed, and also make sure you press the like button if you want to support the channel. Then John Deaton just said over on Twitter, as a reply to Forecast News, who earlier said, 12.6 thousand holders march with lawyers John Deaton in filing motion to intervene as a third-party defendant in the US SEC lawsuit against Ripple Labs. And John Deaton just said, it's not 12.6 thousand anymore, it's 15.5 thousand XRP holders seeking to intervene and want to be heard. I could never lose motivation. XRP holders won't allow it. So from John Deaton's perspective, this was a really good move, just because, well, think about it from the attention perspective, right? He's getting a ton of it. I just broke something. I just broke a little band I shouldn't have broken because I got distracted. I'm stupid. Oh, okay, never mind. All right, so he's getting a lot of attention right now for him as well, and a lot of attention just from media by such an heavy online presence. I remember just a couple of days ago, he was at 30,000 followers over on Twitter. Right now, he's already at 52. Same thing for Jeremy Hogan. They're going really strong because, of course, everybody wants to know the lawyer's perspective, right? And they always go trending with stuff they post regarding it because, well, people are really watching out for it. But then again, 15,500 people to be representing that is not an easy task. I mean, the Discord, link is down below, has 13,000 members, but I would never expect them all to just sign up for something, right? To get 13,000 people to sign up for something, that is good. And then Jeremy Hogan said 15K. That list is going to be a couple hundred pages when you use the 14 font times Roman double-spaced federal pleading requirements. I think it's actually quite interesting. So yeah, I think more and more people will be signing up today as well. And again, our most interesting dates are going to be the 28th and the 30th, which are going to be coming up. So stick around, stay tuned, Then, over $4 billion in options, Bitcoin options, set to expire Friday. Bitcoin derivatives market still frothy, or whatever you pronounce that word at. Bitcoin options market are set to see a large expiry on Friday, as more than 77,000 Bitcoin worth over $4 billion in derivatives contracts are set to expire. The lion's share of Bitcoin options stems from the derivatives trading platform Deribit, as the exchange has more than $11 billion in open interest today. Sizzling hot Bitcoin options market continues to bubble, traders brace for max pain. Now, crypto derivative markets, particularly futures, perpetual swaps, and options, have continued to see relentless demand in the recent weeks. By the way, guys, if you're wondering where I'm trading with margin, it is Bybit. A link is down below. I will be making a review next week for all of you guys that do not understand how it works. But it's basically, you can trade with, let's say, 50 times as much money as you actually have, right? It's freaking juicy, if you were to ask me, right? Here's again, kind of what it looks like to adjust your leverage, and it's so simple. It's hard for me to sometimes kind of think about it. It's like, okay, let's say you want to trade with $10,000. Well, $10,000. You have some margin here. So if you do, for example, 10 times margin, then instead of $10,000, it's only going to cost you $1,000 then, to just give a little bit of an example. And with 50, again, in this case, to trade 10,000, it's going to only cost you this little bit, for example. Of course, that is also the other side. Trading with leverage is definitely risky. We must make that clear. But that's basically what it comes down to and how it works. All right, by the way, a link for that is down below. There's also some huge deposit bonuses. The options ordeal is interesting, but then again, also not. So I've previously said a couple of times that I don't think it actually has a really huge effect on the price, but I keep seeing it more and more often nowadays. And the problem with it also is that Well, if you kind of think about it, the more money that goes on into this and the bigger and longer we get into this bull run, the more of an effect it will actually have, right? Logically speaking, at least in my opinion, it will. As far as options are concerned, a great number of puts and calls will expire in 2 days and a touch over 12 hours from now. On April 26th, the data analytics company Skew tweeted about 77,000 worth $4 billion that will be expiring. Quote, 77K Bitcoin options expiring this week, 50K and 52K strikes open in good size. This is a very significant indicator in comparison with other expiration dates, which can have significant impact on the markets. One person replied to Skew's tweet. Data from both Skew main web portal and Deribit's order book show that a lion's share of the expiries is happening on Deribit. Following the hefty weight of Deribit's Bitcoin option open interest, exchanges like Bit.com, OKX, LedgerX, CME, and Huobi have seen rising demand. Data indicates the point where the option players will stand to lose the most money is around 54,000, which Bitcoin is trading around right now, right? If I'm not mistaken, it is. Let's quickly check it out. Bitcoin right now is trading at about 54,000, yes. If the expiry hits the maximum pain inflection point, the market could see Bitcoin option sellers reaping the most rewards. In terms of Bitcoin options daily volume, Deribit has the most. I don't know why they keep coming back on who has the freaking most volume. Who cares about that? It's about the price, man. But they're basically saying the 54,000 range here is going to be the most interesting because sellers will be winning the most in that area. Yeah, but that's actually basically it, though. That's actually basically it. It just depends. The higher the Bitcoin price goes, usually the more bullish it is when these things are about to expire. David Swartz says, I now personally advocate lowering the XRPL reserves from 20 with 5 to 10 with 2. I have not discussed this with anyone at Ripple. Thinking about it, I probably should have. It is my personal opinion. And that is interesting. Jagger says, can you use parentheses in parentheses? I thought brackets were indicated there. And David says, I can. It's one of my superpowers. It may not work for other people. And I like that. But it's basically saying, again, the reserve right now is going to be lowered about halved, let's say. And that basically means if you want to open an XRPL or an XRP address, let's call it like that, or a wallet, it's going to cost you a little bit less to keep money. There's going to be a little bit less that you have to keep because obviously $20 right now as a basis is not as cheap anymore, right? $10 is okay. It's still a little bit expensive. It should maybe even go to like $5 eventually, the higher the XRP price goes, obviously. But David said a couple of weeks ago, if XRP stays above $1 for 2 weeks, I'll personally propose that idea. And this doesn't mean it's going to be pulled through, but he will propose the idea and send it around, basically. Then, VeChain price on the cusp of a massive 40% move to new all-time highs. VeChain price had a breakout from a descending wedge pattern. The digital asset has a significant price target of around 0.283 in the long term. Bears have lost a lot of fuel in the last 24 hours. VeChain price has seen a significant rebound in the last 2 days from a low of 0.154 towards 0.223. VET had a breakout from a key pattern on the 4-hour chart and aims for a new all-time high. VeChain price aims for 0.283 in the long term. Well, to be honest, guys, VeChain is one coin, and I've actually discussed this in the interview today as well, which again is going to be coming out in a couple of hours. Stay tuned to the channel. Make sure you press that freaking subscribe button. It's going to be so interesting. You guys have to watch it. I keep reminding you. It's going to be coming out maybe like 6 a.m. my time even. Maybe then I'll be done editing. I don't know for sure what it's going to be looking like. Maybe 2 a.m., maybe 3 a.m., maybe 3 a.m. Maybe 3 a.m. is the best time for me. But yeah, once more, it's going to be juicy. But I also talked about VeChain there and the difference between VeChain and Hedera Hashgraph, basically H-bar. And in my opinion, guys, VeChain has already got proven utility. They've basically proven themselves that they are a good project. They are valued right now for being a good project. And in terms of trade-off here, I mean, VeChain is definitely something you can still hold. And the good side is, well, they are proven, they are pretty huge, and they have huge partnerships. The negative side, I guess, is the fact that, well, yeah, they've already increased such a huge amount. Can it be a top 10? For sure, but they've already gone up such a huge amount that we, of course, are less prone, right? If you're looking at the principle of diminishing returns, yeah, VeChain has already gotten a massive run in its back here of like 5,000% in the near term, which is a little bit scary. And there are some coins which basically solve the same problem as VeChain, which are a lot smaller. Those might outperform it by a little bit. But then again, man, it's a lot safer to go for these proven coins like VeChain than some smaller coins like, again, H-bar, even though they go for a different sector. If you think about it, it's still fun, in my opinion, to just sometimes think about like, hey, what would I go for and why? I would personally always go for cryptos that are proven, so higher up in market cap, And basically, you know for a fact that you can just leave your money in there for the next 5 years and you'll be good. Once you come back, you'll make money. Instead of a coin where you have to bet, right? Where it's like, ooh, I can make a lot of money, but I could also lose a lot. Yeah, I just prefer the ones that are solid and that I know for a fact I'm going to make money. And I put some very small amount into gems, which I cover very sometimes on the channel. You'll see some more of those soon, though, guys. I have so much content coming up. Don't forget to press the freaking subscribe button. This was mostly an update on XRP, but you guys know it. All right, I got cool stuff coming, and I'm not going to let you guys down, right? No worries, no worries. Thank you all for checking out the channel, and I'll see you guys again in another update coming out later today. Take care, everybody.